What do you think is the key to financial freedom? Is it saving more money? Getting a better paying job? In Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki reveals that it's not about how much you earn, but how much you know about money, investing, and managing assets. Today, we're diving into this timeless classic that's helped millions of people rethink how they approach their finances. If you want to stop working for money and make money work for you, stay tuned. 1. The difference between assets and liabilities. One of the first things Robert Kiyosaki teaches us in Rich Dad Poor Dad is the fundamental concept of assets versus liabilities. This idea sounds simple, but it's something that can change the way you think about money forever. Assets are things that put money in your pocket. Think of investments, properties that generate rental income, or businesses you own. Liabilities, on the other hand, are things that take money out of your pocket. This could be your house if you're paying a mortgage, a car loan, or even credit card debt. The key takeaway here is simple. Rich people focus on acquiring assets, while the poor and middle class accumulate liabilities. The problem is, most people are taught to buy liabilities. For example, many people think of their home as an asset, but unless it's generating income for you, it's actually a liability. Kiyosaki's Rich Dad taught him to focus on building a portfolio of assets, things that put money in his pocket rather than things that drain his resources. This is the first big step toward financial independence. 2. The importance of financial education. Another crucial lesson from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the importance of financial education. Kiyosaki argues that the traditional school system does not teach us how to manage money. Most people grow up learning how to work for money, but not how to make money work for them. In the book, Kiyosaki compares his two dads, his biological father, whom he calls his poor dad, and his best friend's father, his rich dad. The key difference? While poor dad was educated, hardworking, and sought job security, rich dad was self-educated in finance and understood the value of passive income. Rich dad would read books on investing, finance, and economics, knowledge that empowered him to make smart decisions with money. The more financially educated you are, the more opportunities you have to grow your wealth. Kiyosaki encourages readers to continually educate themselves on topics like investing, taxes, and business. The more you know, the better choices you can make when it comes to managing and growing your wealth. 3. The rat race. One of the most powerful ideas Kiyosaki shares is the concept of the rat race. Most people work hard to earn money, but they end up spending it on liabilities, things that don't generate any income. They get stuck in a cycle of working to pay bills and never seem to get ahead. The rat race starts in childhood, where we are taught to go to school, get a good job, and work hard for a paycheck. The problem is, when we spend everything we earn and rely on a paycheck to survive, we're not building wealth. We're simply trading time for money. Rich Dad's perspective was different. He understood that to get out of the rat race, you need to build multiple streams of income. You need to create money-making assets that can pay you whether you're working or not. The goal is financial freedom, where you no longer have to trade your time for money. Instead of working for money, you need to make money work for you. 4. The power of entrepreneurship. Kiyosaki strongly believes in the power of entrepreneurship. Rich Dad always encouraged him to think like a business owner, not an employee. Kiyosaki says, the rich don't work for money, they make money work for them. This is the mindset of an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are constantly looking for opportunities to solve problems in exchange for money. They aren't limited by the constraints of a job, they create jobs, create value, and create wealth. One of the biggest mistakes that Kiyosaki's poor dad made was thinking that a steady job with a pension and benefits was the ultimate security. But, in reality, having one source of income, a job, is risky because you can lose it at any time. Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki to look at the world differently and find ways to build multiple income streams through businesses, real estate, and investments. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about developing the mindset to think beyond the paycheck and start making money work for you. 5. Making money work for you. The ultimate goal of Rich Dad Poor Dad is to learn how to make money work for you. And the first step toward that goal is changing your mindset. You need to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an investor. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of understanding how money works. For example, learning about how to invest in real estate, stocks, or small businesses. The key is to invest in assets that generate passive income, money that comes in whether you're actively working or not. One of the smartest ways to start building wealth is by investing in real estate. Kiyosaki explains how buying rental properties, where tenants pay you rent, can generate consistent income. But it's not just about real estate, it's about putting your money into things that appreciate in value and generate income on their own. The rich build a portfolio of assets, while the poor and middle class rely on their jobs for security. To break free, you must start investing in things that will make money for you while you sleep. So, how can you apply these lessons to your life? Here are some practical steps from Rich Dad Poor Dad to help you begin your journey toward financial freedom. 1. Start investing in assets. Start by identifying things that put money in your pocket. Look for opportunities to invest in assets like real estate or stocks that generate income. Even small investments can start building wealth over time. 2. Focus on financial education. Take time every day to educate yourself about money. Read books, attend seminars, or take online courses on personal finance and investing. The more you know, the better your financial decisions will be. 3. Create multiple income streams. Think about ways to diversify your income. If you only rely on one job, you're limiting your potential. Start looking for ways to create additional income through side businesses, investments, or passive income sources. Pause. Think like an entrepreneur. Shift your mindset. Instead of thinking of money as something you earn by working for someone else, think of it as something you can create through entrepreneurship, investing, and innovation. 4. Stop accumulating liabilities. Take a hard look at your spending habits. If you're buying things that take money out of your pocket, like a new car or a fancy home, ask yourself if these are assets or liabilities. The key is to stop accumulating liabilities and start investing in assets. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki shows us that financial freedom isn't about earning a high income. It's about managing money wisely and building assets that generate passive income. The path to wealth is a mindset shift, and it all starts with financial education. So, if you want to break free from the rat race and start making money work for you, remember, it's never too late to start. Begin with small steps, and over time, you'll build the financial freedom you desire. Thanks for listening, and be sure to check out more book summaries to continue growing your financial knowledge. The road to wealth begins now.